The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of Oldham High School's basketball starts now.
Friday night high school basketball in Buckner, a great doubleheader. It's rivalry night. North Oldham going up about 14 miles to take on Oldham County in Buckner. I'm Chris LeBar. Gary Forrest will join me, our producer, Dekevion Goss. First up, Gary, the girls game. Both these teams struggling entering this contest.
Very much so, Chris. You know, there's a challenge for both of them. It's the ability to score. One big plus for North. They've got one averaging just about 25 points a game.
So North Oldham 5-12, Oldham County 4-14. Riley Neal is whom Gary referenced for the Mustangs. 25 points, that is fourth most in Kentucky, to accompany 9 rebounds. She has just had a tremendous career.
Very much so. I mean, this isn't a fluke. She's done this consistently since she was a 9th grader. Does it in a variety of ways, in and around the basket. She's very clever. She's committed already, so it'll be interesting to see if Oldham can find a way to come up with some points to match the Lady Mustangs.
Riley Neal verbal to Miami of Ohio in the MAC. Tremendous all-around talent. Mustangs coached in year 1 by Mac McIntosh. 3rd straight year they've had a new coach.
Well, very much so, and you know, there's a lot to be said about continuity and consistency, and if one thing North hasn't had, there's been a constant turnover for a variety of reasons, coaches down there, and so every year you're asking kids to learn not only new plays and such, but new terminology, new ways of thinking, you know, and it puts a lot on kids.
This team looking, as you peel back the onion, their best win versus a Seneca group that is 8-5. They've got tough losses to Franklin County, Elizabethtown, Butler, and Mercy. So yeah, they're 5-12, but maybe a more formidable schedule. They're close to 500.
They played a very formidable schedule, and you know, they've been in some games that they lost against quality people. So, you know, as long as you can keep your head above water and keep thinking positive things, good things come about.
Let's look at this Oldham County Lady Colonel group, 4-14. Chris Nethery, a great tactician in year 4, does not have a lot at this point this year to work with.
Well, you know, he loses this summer one of his players from last year that scored a lot of points for him. And then as the season's starting, you know, he gets probably his best score, you know, breaks a leg. So a team that was challenged offensively already, you know, just got put behind the 8 ball a little bit further. But, you know, I always think Chris does more than a lot of other teams with the same ability of talents.
Kaylee Batts, though, is still out there, 14 points per game, 3-year starter. She unquestionably Oldham County's leader.
Very much so, and, you know, they're going to need her tonight to carry the load a little even more so.
North Oldham and Oldham County, about 3.5 hours of basketball for you tonight on Glycod.com. The girls will tip at 6 o'clock. We'll take a quick break. Keys to this matchup when we return to Buckner in just a moment on Glycod.com.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate on my insurance.
Do you mean surprisingly great rates from State Farm?
I don't believe in accepting help, but I'll make an exception.
Here's the deal, Russell. There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
consider us square. I made that from memory. I know your face that well.
For your surprisingly great auto rate, call State Farm agent Brian Morrison in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I started smoking probably around 11 or 12 years old, and then within a couple of years, of course, it's just part of your life. I quit in 2012 on May 2nd, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, in the parking lot of the hospital I was about to get admitted to because my left lung had collapsed. I was in the hospital for over 2 months. And then I was home with a tube coming out of my chest for about 6 weeks after that. And that's when I was diagnosed with stage 4. And eventually I will probably die from COPD. I worked in the construction industry. I love to build things. In our old home, it was a fun place. And I built it all with my own hands, the walls, the ceiling, the floors. And that got taken away. We owned a boat, and I had to give it up. I couldn't physically handle it anymore. So we thought, well, let's maybe try to travel a little bit. So we bought a camper, and I had to give that up because I just couldn't, it's physically demanding. So your world just keeps shrinking. When you lay in bed at night, you're by yourself, that's when it weighs on you.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Back live in Buckner, Chris Labar along with Gary Forrest. North Oldham, Oldham County, a doubleheader tonight. First up, the girls. Let's talk briefly about a couple of quick keys, Coach.
Well, if you're Oldham, you're going to have to find a way to manufacture points. And that's a lot easier said than done. And, keep the game in the 40s. You can't let North get above that, or you're really going to stretch your offensive production. For North, it's really simple. You got a person that's in the top 5 in the state in score, and then you got to feed her the ball. They've been a little inconsistent over the years with that, but, she sets the table and everybody else benefits from it. So it's a simple game, sometimes made a lot harder.
Take a look at the starting lineups. North Oldham 5-12, coached in year 1 by Mac McIntosh. Riley Neal, 5'9", senior, leading the Mustangs, 25 points and 9 rebounds. She'll be joined by Caitlin Vise, a junior, 6 points and 8 boards. The 3 guards consist of Kylie Vise, 5'4", senior, and a 3-year starter, averaging 8. Catherine Smith, a sophomore, at 6, and Elena Lieber, 5'6", senior, at 5. Again, for North Oldham, Neal, Vise, Smith, Vise, and Lieber. Oldham County 4-14, coached in year 4 by Chris Netheries, 51-54. And we will have their lineups and tip in just a moment on Glycod.com.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. We'll take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Glycod, it's Oldham High School's basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, outdoor equipment specialists who make your life easier. By Metro Windows, installers of high-quality windows. By Thompson Heating and Cooling, where your comfort comes first. By LaGrange Service Center, quality car care since 1964. By Watts Home Center in LaGrange, design that feels like home. By State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilly. Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff. Roy's Body and Glass Shop. And by Lawson Financial. Now to courtside for all the action of Oldham High School's basketball from Glycod.
North Oldham and Oldham County back live in Buckner. The Colonels starting lineup consists of Kaylee Batts, 5'5 senior at 14 a game. Adriana Palazzolo, a 5'8 sophomore at 12. Audrey Roberts, 5'7 junior, 4.7 boards. Natalie Flynn, a junior at 4. And freshman Haley Wood, averaging 2 points and 3 rebounds. Lynn Gritton headlining our officiating crew. Great to have you here for high school basketball tonight on Glycod.com. North Oldham and Oldham County live tonight from Buckner. And the tap is controlled by the Mustangs. And there's Riley Neal, their first touch up top. And Neal quickly to the basket. That shot off the mark. Loose on the deck and a held ball.
Well, it didn't take long for Neal. Back tip straight down the middle. Got the ball up within 30 seconds.
Colonels inbound, length of the floor. Batts doing much of everything this season for Oldham. She'll handle it in backcourt. Here she comes across the timeline. It's North Oldham in a straight man.
Full court man-to-man by the Lady Mustangs, trying to put pressure on Oldham right from the beginning.
Back to Batts near wing. Batts utilizing a screen. It's poked away by Lieber. Down the hill, Lieber off the mark. Vise with a follow, and North Oldham has the early lead. So Kylie Vise, a seasoned two-piece to Riley Neal, a very accomplished backcourt companion, in North Oldham up early. How will the Colonels handle this press, this very aggressive defense? Not well early, swiped away. This time it's Catherine Smith. Lays it in with the left, and just like that, the Colonels want a timeout. We'll take a quick 30, be right back on Glycod.com.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Two live ball turnovers. Catapulting North Oldham to a quick 4-0 lead. Back live in Buckner, and the Colonels turn it over again. This time it's knocked away by Vise. Over to Lieber driving, and an Oldham foul.
Well, nothing special about the pressure, Chris. It's just straight up man-to-man. And Oldham's spacing not very good.
Foul whistled on Palazzolo, and that free throw off the mark from Lieber, a 67% marksman on the year. High archer will fall through. So 3 Mustangs have scored, and they're off to a quick 5-0 lead. Just over a minute deep, and Bats having a devil of a time in backcourt. Catherine Smith with the layup, and the Mustangs by a touchdown. So Catherine Smith with 4. And Oldham County struggling mightily to start as Palazzolo breaks it, and then it's poked away from behind by Lieber. Loose on the deck, and an Oldham foul on Palazzolo.
Well, Chris, 5 offensive possessions for the Lady Colonels, 5 turnovers. It's not a good way to get your offense going.
Well, we're not playing hockey, but the Colonels yet to have a shot on goal here to start this game.
Yeah, it's a struggle for them right now.
Haley Wood is on for Oldham. We thought she was going to get the start. Ellery Cloak in as well, as North Oldham will have it in the side court. And Kylie Vise will flip it in play. Catherine Smith, the lone sophomore of this outfit, will handle.
Colonels in a 2-3 zone, trying to keep an eye inside.
Vise, 3 not going to fall. Rebound snared by Wood. Oldham County desperately needs a bucket here after a very slow start, and they'll maintain possession off of North Oldham. Flynn, a former South Oldham Dragon, will trigger. She's brought this team some bright spots this year. There's Cloak on the dribble and a cough up. And you can see the frustration from Coach Nethery beneath us.
Yeah, there's nothing special that North is doing. They're just getting in front of them and turning them, and when they do, the ball seems to be going the opposite direction.
Carolyn Moffitt checked in at that last whistle. She'll don number 11, have it just beneath those construction worker-clad students. Right sideline, and here's Moffitt setting a screen at the foul line. Now Vise will handle. Riley Neal crossing over. A clever shot in the lane. Long Moffitt, all that length, tapped it alive. And North Oldham, a long 2 from Vise. Glancing off the front of the rim. Follow shot up and in for the Mustangs, and another timeout. Basket good for Catherine Smith. It's a timeout on the floor. Mustangs up early over Oldham County. Be right back on Glycod.
Range Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900, or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Colonels burning 2 early timeouts, and they'll have it into forecourt as Audrey Roberts bumped from behind, and foul whistled on North Oldham.
Change of strategy for the Lady Colonels. They get it into Roberts, their post player, clear out and let her bring the ball up the floor. And quite frankly, she had more success than the guards have in the other 5 possessions.
And the Colonels turn it over again in the side court.
Turnover number 7 for the Lady Colonels.
Morgan Rabbith checks in for Oldham, sophomore. And the Colonels will shuffle out Flynn.
2-3 zone defense when they're hedging towards Riley Neal.
Neal's 3 got the roll off the support, and they're going to count that 3.
Well, I don't think she called it that way, but it worked. Hit the rim, hit the top of the board, and back down straight through. Another turnover.
Neal in the open floor for 2 more, and Oldham County going to get run out of here if they're not careful. 4:47 in the quarter in North Oldham. A 14-0 burst to begin. Cloak will handle, flips to Batts. Batts working opposite Razor. And now Cloak will handle top of the key. Great defensive play by Moffitt to tie it up. Arrow, North Oldham.
Turnover number 9 for the Lady Colonels here in the first quarter. We're halfway through the first quarter, and as you would commonly call it, Chris, a 2-touchdown lead for North.
And North Oldham feeling very good about themselves. Moffitt has it far sideline, shoots it across to Razor. And now Neal playing with a lot of depth from the basket. Entry pass, Vise, back outside. Moffitt from 8 did not get that roll. Caitlin Vise with a rebound and an Oldham foul. So Audrey Roberts with the personal foul. And Vise adding 1 to the tally. Now it's 15 zip. Haley Wood back on for Oldham. And Vise now with 4. The sad but true tale to begin for Oldham. There's Cloak trying to ignite this offense. Overplay by Moffitt out of bounds, and it will be possession Oldham in the side court. Sailor Hankins is on for North Oldham. Reserve guard, averaging 2 points and 4 rebounds. She'll wear number 3. Baseline to Wood. Wood lofts it from 8, air ball. And Hankins brings down the rebound. Vise being bumped as she comes up the floor. North Oldham, a lengthy lead. Razor tries to add to that. No. Neal snags the rebound. Held ball. Arrow, Oldham County. Nice defensive play by Cloak to tie it up. Multitude of bodies check in. What can Oldham do to get a good shot, I guess, to start?
Well, I think their whole key is let's get the ball across half court and try to get into an offense.
That is Wood, far sideline. She'll apply the break. As the pass deflected, it finds Roberts. Now Flynn veers baseline. Just north of 3. And the Mustangs putting it on Oldham to start. Batts utilizing a screen. Nice entry in the lane. That shot off the mark from Haley Wood, but Oldham trickles out the rebound. And Oldham will recycle here. Batts a hurried 3. Got the roll for Oldham County.
Well, there's no lid on that basket. It's been proven.
And North Oldham, a quick timeout. We will keep things here as Mac McIntosh halts play in a 16-3 North Oldham lead. But a good start, Gary, for Oldham to get one to go down.
Yeah, you know, maybe this will relax them a little bit. Last 2 times down, they've been able to get into their offense a little. You know, it's just a little jittery early.
So Batts now 49 made threes on the season, 4th in the Commonwealth coming in. But all those turnovers thus far for Oldham in the first 5 and change of this opening quarter. As you see this North Oldham unit spilling back on the floor. And Catherine Smith will handle for North. There's Neal from 8. She'll face the basket. Spin around shot. Nice move by Riley. Neal with 5. Very under control on that trip. And Oldham staring at a 15-point hill to climb. Batts. routing around Wood after that screen utilized. Far right, now Cloak settling into Wood up top. Flynn all the way to the basket, had a path to the basket, wouldn't go in, and there's Neal with the lasso. Outlet pass. Back to Neal and through Neal. It will belong to North Oldham. It apparently touched Audrey Roberts last. Caitlin Vise back in for North as Razor will shuttle out. Neal far sideline. And Sipes couldn't hang on to that hot tamale as Wood out of the pile with it for Oldham. Bats a three top of the key. And Riley Neal back for a strong rebound. Vise into half court. Now wound to Neal, muscling her way for two more. Neal starting to smolder. And Oldham with one field goal in this quarter, and it's going to trickle right off the mid of Wood. Another held ball. Arrow this way, North Oldham. Christina Scott, a sophomore, in for North. So the Mustangs already playing 10 in this quarter. And Smith will handle as we near the 1 minute mark, first quarter. There's Hankins near baseline. Right wing three is going to fall down for Sipes. Gracie Sipes for North Oldham's second made three. And Cloak, left-hand dribble, finding Bats. Cloak on the bounce. Scott will shadow Flynn. She'll heave a three and drain it. So Natalie Flynn on the board after cashing in from three. And a moving screen on North Oldham. Christina Scott called her first, North second. And Moffitt will shadow Bats as Oldham trying to mount two successive scoring sequences. And downhill it's Cloak. Somehow that ball found Palazzolo underneath, and now North with numbers our way. To the right is Sipes, uncorks one. And off of Bats, it will be North ball with 3 and a penny left. And North will bring on Neal. An astute move by their first-year head coach for an offensive play. That ball's going to find Vise underneath. And that's going to conclude the first quarter. North Oldham, a dominant start. They have a hefty lead in Buckner, but we'll be right back on Glycott.
Grange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900, or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycott.
Back at it in Buckner as Oldham County trailing by 17. Only 2 made field goals in the first 8 for Oldham. Bats, nice pass underneath Palazzolo, out of the dead ball. Palazzolo empty, brought down by Neal. And Neal, a great ball fake. Just a tremendous play and an Oldham foul as well. So Cloak called her first. Riley Neal, Gary, points 8-9. She's doing it in a bevy of ways.
Very much so. And, you know, for North, it's just push it, push it, push it. And, you know, Oldham just playing with a couple players short.
That'll match North Oldham's longest lead. A hurried shot underneath. That was off the rim from Cloak. Neal the other way for North. Neal, a strong drive for 2 more. Bats near wing, back to the trailer, Cloak. He just joined us, North Oldham, with a sizzling beginning, 23-6 after 1, and they've added 5 to that tally to start this frame. Roberts tries a 3, wide right, Neal another board. Clever pass underneath, finding Vise, and Vise is going to loft it far sideline for Lieber. And the rebound's going to find Cloak of Oldham County as they'll march up the floor. North Oldham in a straight man ball, pressure applied up top by the sophomore Sipes. Now Cloak drives in and coughs it up. Neal downhill for 2 more Mustang points, and Neal overshoots it in a foul from behind on Lieber. Three bodies in, 2 Mustangs along with Oldham's Natalie Flynn. And Oldham inbounding here, trailing by 22. Lots going on tonight inside the 8th region. We will keep you posted throughout on our score ticker presented by Watts Home Center. A long pass out of bounds, going to be off of Flynn. Turnovers continuing to mount for OC.
It's number 13 for the Lady Colonels here, just starting the second quarter.
Just a tough go of it thus far this year as North Oldham will apply the break, and Catherine Smith, a poor pass right through Vise. Downhill, Palazzolo for Oldham, and Palazzolo can't get the roll, but a North Oldham foul, their 4th. Vise for her first. Palazzolo at the foul line for 2. Promising young player, 12 points, team leading 6 rebounds. But without Cheatham, without Brenna Barnes, so much of the front court load unquestionably on Palazzolo.
Yeah, very much so. And, you know, if you're North, you're smart. You notice they don't handle the ball that well, and you go right at them, and that's exactly what they've done from the beginning.
So Palazzolo on the board with a free throw. We've got a football score again as North Oldham putting it on Oldham, and a nice entry from Vise to her younger sister, Caitlin Vise. So Caitlin now with 7, and Oldham County going to call another timeout. So an inauspicious beginning for Oldham. Colonels trailing 30-7. We'll be right back on Glycod.com.
You do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing. This portion of tonight's game on Glycod is brought to you by Stinnett Plumbing. Reliable, friendly, trusted. Phone 502-690-3070. 3070 or go online to StennettPlumbing.com.
North Oldham 30, Oldham County 7 as we welcome you back to Buckner. 5:48 in this half. Chris LeBar along with Gary Forge, and our producer tonight is Takivion Gaz, and it's Oldham ball in backcourt. As Palazzolo trying to steer it, glancing back at Coach Nethery. And an open three out of the huddle, and that's going to be off the mark from Batts. But a strong rebound by Wood and a North Oldham foul. Will be on Catherine Smith. And Batts to pitch it in play underneath for Oldham. Now Flynn inside the teeth of that D. A clever lefty long, and Neal gathering another North Oldham rebound. She'll nudge it to Smith, and Smith driving inside the lane. That rim unfriendly, but Vise with a putback. Vise with 9 unofficially. And Oldham coughs it up again. Riley Neal took it up and then lost it. That ball swiped away by Batts and a held ball. Arrow this direction, Oldham County. So Oldham County will have it length. Now check that, North Oldham ball, I beg your pardon. Neal, those bright pink shoes. She'll apply the break and hand to Vise. And Smith igniting the offense, swiped away by Roberts, and Roberts going to be the beneficiary, but missed the bunny. And there's Neal on a 3-on-1, a rifle job up to Smith for 2. Catherine Smith with 6. And Palazzolo traveled, but a foul prior to. Second on Catherine Smith, and Oldham County will have it side court. Or will they? Yes, they will inbound underneath. It is Haley Wood. And Wood trying to find Palazzolo directly in front of her, poked out of play. And Wood trying to find Palazzolo underneath and flip back in play from Razor. She was actually on the baseline. So Oldham County catching a break. They'll get it back one more time. But 2 field goals in the first 11-plus minutes. Palazzolo from tight confines couldn't get it to go, and Lieber securing the rebound. Out to Razor, 8-footer, no. And pinballed around a couple of times, and finally it's Roberts staving off Vise for that rebound. And Cloak, you can see she was out of sorts from the get-go, and North Oldham's going to drive with a man 1. Basket's going to fall for Razor after the foul by Cloak.
Well, like it's so many times, Chris, Cloak made the turnover, and in her effort to try to get the ball back, she reaches in and fouls Lady Mustangs to the line to finish up a 3-point play.
So Razor with 2, Oldham County now 5 team fouls. And Razor draining the free throw. And North Oldham now plus 30. We've got the clock running. Now they'll stop. It should be a running clock at 35 points. And Oldham ball in backcourt. That is Cloak just suffocating defense. And Cloak got a little handsy on Vise as she sprints up the floor. And there's a North Oldham foul. Directly beneath us, Kylie Vise got scratched across the cheek as Cloak inadvertently was trying to create space coming up the floor.
that Cloak might have ended up taking the most vicious, because just as she released the ball, she crashed into a screen, and she's slight of build as it is already.
So Cloak for 1-1. North Oldham now 17 fouls. Cloak, a sophomore, season high 13 versus Rockcastle County. That free throw short. Palazzolo stiff arming that rebound. And now Cloak will handle it up top for Oldham. Palazzolo coming to meet the pass. Nice play by Vise. And Kylie Vise drives, and there's a foul on Palazzolo, and she'll take umbrage.
Palazzo had the ball stripped but didn't quit on the play. Hustled back down, and the official called it a foul. Palazzo, body language tells us she thought she had all ball, but they're still shooting the free throws.
So Palazzolo, her second. Kylie Vise, her third point. High water mark of 23 this season, and we've seen her now for 3 years, and she's a very proven, complete player for North Oldham. Second free throw swirls down. Aubrey Batts, an 8th grader, in for Oldham, wearing number 13. And sprinting up the floor is the 7th grader Turner. And North Oldham digging out the rebound with 3 and change in this half. Razor, nice find, and Vise put it in for an and one, and Chris Nethery working hard on the near sideline. First on Batts, and Vise now with 9 unofficially. Both teams in the bonus, now 17 fouls. And Vise will steer in the free throw. Here's Turner being badgered in backcourt, bounces it cleverly up now to Batts. Batts underneath Roberts, and it's put in. Great execution by Oldham, and Roberts with her first field goal. Neal, 8-footer left side. Jessica Boyd sneaking in for that North Oldham rebound. Razor spills it forward, and it will be North Oldham possession. Vise to pitch it in play. And the points have been plentiful thus far for North Oldham. Now Vise for a corner 3. Leaking out, Moffitt near side. Little floater, awkward floater wouldn't go in, and another held ball as Cloak and Moffitt getting feisty. Oldham County certainly, Gary, with their offensive woes, but North Oldham showing signs that they're not a 5-12 basketball team.
No, obviously they look a lot better, but you hit it on the head earlier, Chris. When you were talking about scheduling, they played a very competent schedule, and it's showing up here. The difference in schedules, both teams have probably prepared North a lot more so.
Cloak for 1-1, North Oldham 18 fouls. And Cloak will steer in the free throw for her first point. Oldham County 1-2 inside this region. You look at some of their wins, they got 4 wins, 3 of which have gone down to the wire.
Yep.
Second free throw in for Cloak. Won a game by 1 by 3, and then 1 in double overtime. There's a floater off the mark, not going to fall from Sipes. And Roberts with a rebound, and Oldham County will march down for another 1-1. Sipes, the guilty party. Scott re-enters the fray for North. And Neal, those bright pink shoes will trickle off. Roberts season high 13 in their win at Williamstown. Cannot guide that free throw home. And another held ball. We've had one or two of those in this half, and it will belong to North. Now check that. They're going to correct it, and we're going to have a North Oldham timeout. So we'll rectify the arrow when we return. Just over 2 minutes in this half. North Oldham with a big lead on Glycod.com.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
For your surprisingly great home and auto rate, call State Farm agent Brian Morrison in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
North Oldham Mustangs, a sizable lead, 42-11 the count as we welcome you back. Just over 2 minutes in this first half. What's impressed you the most thus far about North Oldham, Gary?
You know, just being able to continue to play at the pace that they want. You know, Chris, it's real easy to get up and then just kind of back off and stuff, but they're still playing hard. I don't see any unselfishness. You know, they're passing the ball to the open people, so they're getting them down the floor.
Possession to Oldham County underneath. And Batts, architect of one made three, will float it in. Well short from that three spot for Batts, but the putback going to go down for Roberts. So Audrey Roberts, couple of field goals. And Oldham County now inside of 30 points with 150 in the half. Racer near sideline. Too much dribbling. And that ball's going to fall forward and be scooped up. And here's Batts. Far sideline for Oldham. Batts freed up from a Roberts triple, and then not enough legs in that one. And out of bounds to North. And the Mustangs going to pull an Arby's. They're going 5 for 5 as they swap 5 bench players for their starters. And Dean Smith used to do that back in the day.
Yeah.
There's Vise into forecourt. 128 in this half. Now Smith will wind it around to Lieber. Neal, a crafty pass, but stepping in the lane was Turner, and then Turner lost it the other way. Smith left corner for North as we near the 1 minute mark. Vise, a great catch, and she'll put it in. Caitlin Vise in double figures, and a deflection out. A lot of balance tonight for North. 7 Mustangs have scratched. And that may be the key to their team success this year. It's floated in backcourt. This is Turner. And Turner left-hand dribble. Batts being shadowed by Neal. That's a great matchup as Batts, it's 1 against 1. And Batts, a clever drive and got it to go. Batts with 5, taking Neal off the bounce. Neal, a long deuce, swirls out. Vacuumed by Cloak of Oldham. And Cloak nudging it to Roberts, and here comes the double as predicted. Cloak inside the arc. There's Batts at 20. You sense a little frustration from her. Batts around a screen. Turner gobbled up by Lieber. It's about 5 years older than the 7th grader. It's floated to head advised at 3, and racing back is Roberts for the rejection.
Well, we saw this last week. Roberts came in late in the game against South Oldham, and even though they were down quite a bit, gosh, she plays hard. 100% all the time.
Have to love that effort. Neal will inbound for the final offensive play of the half. In the corner, it's Lieber. A deep three, not off in time. And that's going to take us to the turn in Buckner. A very impressive first half. North Oldham led by 17 after one. It's now ballooned to 29. Be right back on Glycod.com.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
For your surprisingly great home and auto rate, call State Farm agent Brian Morrison in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Mustangs in control as we welcome you back to Buckner. 44-15. Be right back. Halftime summary and a preview of the boys matchup when we come back after this on Glycod.com.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Metro Windows. Replace your old rotted windows today. Call Kyle at 502-550-1489. That's Metro Windows at 502-550-1489.
Halftime at Oldham County High School in Buckner. Oldham County trailing North Oldham 44-15, and Mustangs pretty much putting on an offensive clinic.
Right from the beginning, I think they realized that Oldham limited ball handling, and quite frankly, when they didn't start clock, they really were behind the 8 ball, if you will, and it didn't get better for a long time.
No, it sure hasn't. This series has been dominated by Oldham. They've won 21 of the 23 meetings North Oldham did win last year in the regular season. And this Mustang team very balanced tonight. Riley Neal, 13. Caitlin Vise with 11. Kylie Vise with 7. Catherine Smith, 6. Gracie Sipes, Alyssa Razor each with 3. And Elena Lieber has a free throw for Oldham County. Kaylee Batts with 5, Audrey Roberts 4, Natalie Flynn has 3, Ellery Cloak 2, Adriana Palazzolo tacks on a field goal. And Colonel's more turnovers than points.
Yeah, it's tough to manufacture them, Chris, when you can't get the ball across half court. I look at shot attempts, and it just shows you how lopsided it was. First of all, Oldham with 17 turnovers the first half, and that means you're not getting shots on basket. And for the first half, North with 42 shots on basket, Oldham with 19. You know, and you can make all your shots and you're still going to be trailing.
A couple things. First, for Oldham County, obviously their offensive limitations quite evident. They're very well coached, though, by Chris Nethery. How do they need to play to be successful the rest of this year?
You know, you just playing a couple of minutes at a time, concentrating on the very simple things of basketball. Throw the ball in, keep good spacing, get the ball across half court, and try to get into your offense. There, that first 9 minutes of this half, they really didn't get into an offense. So that really helps things a little better. And it showed the last couple of the minutes. They did start to get in, and they ran some offense.
And for North Oldham, a balanced scoring tonight, unquestionably Neal has the ability to torch opponents for 30-plus. For them to have the success that they're starving for, what's their formula?
Well, I think it's the same thing. And the great thing about it is, in games of this nature, you have to be careful. Sometimes the old green-eyed monster pops out and everybody starts thinking about points. I thought their kids did a great job of staying within themselves, passing to the open person, and that's why this thing exploded out to this big lead.
North Oldham a big lead at the turn. Up next, we will preview the boys matchup. That game to tip about 7:30. We'll talk more about that when we return to Glycod.com.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows. Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, an inexpensive wooden one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Waterson Trail in Louisville. You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Doubleheader night, Friday Night Hoops, live from Buckner, North Oldham and Oldham County. Chris LeBar along with Gary Forrest. Our producer tonight is Steve Bird, and on camera, student athlete for the Oldham County High School visual department. We thank her for her support tonight. Gary, let's talk about the boys game coming up at 7:30. North Oldham and Oldham County, two teams in the top four in the 8th region RPI.
Yeah, both teams picked maybe to win the region, and so it's round one. The last time these two met less than a year ago in the regional finals, whereas Oldham was able to win and go on to the state tournament. North Oldham with all of those starters returning, and Oldham in sort of a rebuilding year, but nevertheless, we expect a good one.
Yeah, we sure do. North Oldham 11-7 on the boys' side. Oldham County 13-5. Gary was there Tuesday with our Justin Kalin as North Oldham defeated Jeff on a Dallas Roberts jumper about 2 seconds left. So they're coming into this with momentum.
Oh, I think they scheduled that game purposely before Oldham. Oldham traditionally put some pressure on you. Jeff, very athletic, put pressure on them, and they were able to do a good job against it.
So we are back live here for the girls' matchup, and Oldham County in a heap of trouble with a 29-point deficit. That clock should, there you go, it's repositioned to 8 minutes. And again, any deficit in Kentucky exceeding 35 points, it means a running clock. So certainly the potential exists that we'll have a speedy second half.
Well, it's as if anything else couldn't go wrong. It's North's ball to start to have, so Oldham starts on defense.
So Vise will relay it to Catherine Smith, the point guard and sophomore. In the corner, Vise will handle it. Now Lieber foul line. Lieber drives and gets the roll. Elena Lieber, her first field goal. And North Oldham starting where they left off as Palazzolo stops and starts coming up the floor, and we're going to have a North Oldham foul. So Lieber picks up her second. Good to hear former Colonels football coach Mike Schatzer on the PA tonight. He's jack of all trades. Entry pass. Palazzolo, nice overplay. Lieber very feisty as she'll relay it ahead to Smith. And now Vise left wing. Inside the arc, Vise draws a Oldham County foul. So Madeline Flynn, the guilty party, rather a Natalie Flynn, the guilty party. And North Oldham's Catherine Smith to the line for two. Smith with 7. And Grace Turner, the 7th grader, in early in this second half, in for the 13th game of the year. Catherine Smith now with 8. And we're on the doorstep of a running clock. Neal in back court. Here comes the double, and Lieber's going to get the cough up. Over now to Vise. Vise inside the lane, and a cloak foul. And here comes Aubrey Batts back on the 8th grader, sister of Kaylee Batts. So Oldham going 7th and 8th grader here in this second half in a lopsided affair. Now Vise will spin and find Smith. Vise inside the lane, a strong block by Palazzolo.
A lot of contact there. Veteran referee Lynn Gritton, known for his ability to let him play.
Let him play Lynn is what we're going to call him. And there's a shot from Neal. Neal now with 15.
North Oldham still pressing.
Oh my. 3 bodies surround Oldham County, and we're going to have a Colonel 60-second timeout. Be right back to Buckner. North Oldham in command on Glycod.com.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
North Oldham in command in the girl-boy doubleheader as the North Oldham girls trying to put away Oldham here. Early second half. And Oldham County in a big-time hole.
Very much so, Chris. You know, you just got to keep on plugging if you're Oldham. You know, it's a time maybe to get some of the youth a little bit of experience, and we've already seen some youngsters come in here in this third quarter for the Lady Colonels.
We sure have Grace Turner, a 7th grader, Aubrey Batts, an 8th grader. And it will be Oldham County possession in a trappable spot, if you will, as Batts will flip it in to Palazzolo. So Palazzolo, the point forward on this attack, and there's Neal with a lazy play and a reach in.
Easy call for the official.
Her first, team second. And Oldham will inbound. As Batts rifles it to Turner in tight confines, and here comes Turner up the mountain. Now Batts. Looking the Colonels mount in the half court. Good overplay. Poked out a play by Lieber.
Well, everything's an overplay, and the Colonels have to realize that, and it starts with the guard out front.
Poked away. Palazzolo pokes it. It will belong here on this side to Oldham County. Colonels will have a short night. They'll take on Henry County tomorrow here in Buckner at 2:30. And North Oldham off for a few days. They'll travel to Highlands on Tuesday evening, and a 5-second count. We've seen Oldham County turn it over tonight in a bevy of ways. That may have been the first 5-second violation.
Well, they've turned it over a total of 20 times so far in here mid-third quarter.
Oldham County brings back Cloak. Just over 5 minutes in the third. North Oldham with a big lead, and Neal lofts it inside the lane. She's got 17. And that should take us to a running clock here. And a speedy conclusion as Oldham County really struggling. There's Batts left wing around a high Roberts pick. Good catch beneath us by Cloak. And poked away by Neal, and it will be out of bounds. Oldham County. A lot of suspense on that dead ball there. It will be Oldham ball, I think. There will. The official now, he finally points this direction for Colonel Ball. So the clock continuing to run as you see. Cloak baseline, has a path, left-hand layup, blocked out of there by Neal. And here comes Riley Neal of North Oldham. All the way to the basket, drawing an Oldham foul.
Well, Chris, in this type of game, what people are going to find out, every time a foul is made, the clock continues to run. And usually for shooting free throws, you're going to take about 45 seconds off the clock.
Audrey Roberts called for the personal, her second, as Neal now 18 unofficially. She has exceeded 1,800 career points, and the clock will stop at 3:41.
Well, what you have in a lot of cases, scorekeepers don't really know the rules on this. And, they've stopped the clock here, but the rule book reads it continues to run.
Cloak on the bounce for Oldham. There's Batts. Near wing Batts tonight with 5 points and another OC turnover. Razor racing down the sideline for North. She lost the handle. And there's Cloak floating it ahead to Flynn. Cloak being accosted by Vise. Here's Batts being shadowed by Razor, and a North Oldham foul. It's on Racer. Oldham yet to score in this half. Flynn to bounce it in. Roberts catches it, lays it in. So Audrey Roberts with 6. Credit Natalie Flynn with the assist. Neal, top of the key, uncorking a triple. And Batts sneaking back in for that rebound. Back to Neal on the turnover. Neal loses the handle, puts it in, and an and one. She always seems to be in the right spot. So North Oldham subbing in 2, a pair enter for Oldham as well. And the clock idle at 1:59. There have been some nice players in Oldham County girls basketball over the years. I'm talking county as a whole, but she perhaps in the top tier over the last handful of seasons. And North Oldham thumping Oldham by 40. And Roberts being bothered by Hankins. Loose ball gathered, and there's Hankins, the beneficiary. She'll launch it wide left. And Haley Wood trying to fend off the defender. Floats it ahead, and here marches Aubrey Batts. Oh, excuse me, that is Flynn. And Oldham County will take a timeout. Remnants of the third, North Oldham leading handily on Glycod.com. We'll be right back.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
57-17, North Oldham on the cusp of their 6th win of the season. Oldham County on the verge of falling to 4-15. These two teams potentially could meet next month again in the 29th District Tournament. Pairings to be solidified after next Friday's action. And a turnover on the inbound. It will belong to Oldham County. That will be Flynn to float it in. And Neal just found her, rifles ahead to Vise, and another basket with a foul tacked on.
Well, Chris, I've sat here watching this score continue to go up, and, you know, there's that when you sub out your starters and such, and up 40, you want to be always careful about playing a player during a meaningless time and you get one hurt.
Neal short arms that one. Perhaps the starters come out for North after this quarter. So just over 40 seconds left. And Oldham County operating in the half court. There is Batts. Her opposite number, Neal, will shadow her, and another Oldham County miscue.
It's 24 turnovers now for the Lady Colonels.
Great crowd on hand. Boys to tip likely about 7:40, but most of the folks at these two respective schools supporting their fellow student athletes tonight. Vise to hand off to Neal, and Neal penetrates the lane, and it's off the heel, and that'll close the third. Oldham County with 2 points in the third, and they trail heavily on Glycod.com.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville. You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
North Oldham 8 minutes away from polishing off the Oldham County Lady Colonels tonight, 59-17. Will be Oldham ball in the side court. Just as we suspected, North Oldham will bring on their second team unit. So class move by Coach Mac McIntosh for North. Oldham County also with a bevy of subs in. There's Palazzolo trying to thread the needle. And another cough up gathered by Razor. Fumbleitis, and it's going to find Sipes for North. There is Sipes, an awkward runner wouldn't go in. And a nice backside corral by Palazzolo of Oldham. There's Palazzolo trying to cross over. Moffitt up top. Batts has a seam baseline, and she'll loft it up through contact, and that foul apparently on the floor. Second on Sipes. Oldham County with 17 thus far. This is not their fewest point output of the year. There's a turnover as well. They had 14 in a loss in December to Taylor County. Awkward runner from Sipes, and the putback going to go down for Hankins. So Sailor Hankins equating her 2-point average with a bucket. And Carmen Jones, a freshman, will handle for Oldham as Jones puts it on the deck. Back out Moffitt. And Scott, not respective of her space, just got right in Moffitt's grill, and there's a foul.
Scott said, if you're going to hold it in front of me, I'm going to take it.
Got two more Colonels coming on. Lily Newcomb, a freshman, is in, and sophomore Avery Schaefer. So Chris Nethery, the Oldham skipper, has emptied his bench. And Oldham will recycle. Running clock has us at 6:28 in Palazzolo. We have a foul on North Oldham. So Oldham on the verge of 1-1. That's the 6th team North Oldham foul. Lofted Palazzolo, it's poked away. by Hankins, and Palazzolo with her first field goal. So Adriana now with 3. And Moffitt all the way to the basket and finds Scott, missed a bunny. And finally it's gobbled up by Batts. Up to Palazzolo. I don't think she could see that pass. Her hair was in her eyes and able to swipe that hair out of her eyes and then turns it over. There's Racer down the North Oldham hill. That won't fall. Followed by Sipes. And it will belong to Oldham. And then Gritton, the official, in great guarding position there, great officiating position. And here comes Jones. (61-19). Batts driving, and a North Oldham personal. That'll send Kaylee Batts to the foul line. Batts off to the University of Evansville, play softball next year. Just a tremendous all-around athlete. And you feel for her, Gary, as a senior, the leader of this team, that certainly they're maybe not having the success she might deserve.
Well, you just never know, Chris. And, with a thin bench and, an early departure and an early injury, what could have been quickly a spiral downhill.
0 for 2 that trip, and a held ball. Possession arrow will flip to North Oldham. We will update our Watts Home Center score ticker between games. Lots of activity going on inside the 8th region. Collins and Woodford County meeting on the boys' side. That a captivating matchup. Top 2 teams RPI-wise in the 8th region. Racer, a floater. And the whistle finally, as Schaefer on her belly for a held ball. And it will be Oldham basketball. You've seen now both South Oldham and North Oldham on the girls' side. They'll meet next week. What are your thoughts?
Interesting game, because tonight North has gotten after Oldham's suspect guard play. And if anything, South's girls have very strong guard play, so that would negate one another. Be an interesting game.
Sierra Kimmelgore, an outstanding senior season for South Oldham. Batts to the foul line for 2 for Oldham.
I think that game is at North Oldham, so advantage North maybe.
So Oldham County with this loss will be the 3 seed in the 3-team 29th district tournament. Latter portion of February, with the winner of North and South next week being the 1 seed in an automatic qualifier in the 8th region. As Batts now missed her last 3. And Batts now with 6 after that make, and she will sub out. Disappointment for her, as North Oldham with a sizable lead here, 3:48 to play. Sipes wide open, going to launch a triple that's long, and the rebound secured by Newcomb, and another held ball. Arrow North Oldham. Mustangs inbound. There is Jessica Boyd now finding Sipes. Sipes a running start, bodies fly, and an Oldham block. It'd be Carmen Jones that was not stationary. And Scott back in for North Oldham. Every player that's suited up for Oldham has entered this game, and I think North may be one, at least on our roster, that's not entered. We'll see. 42-point lead. It is North Oldham's longest, so we tiptoe under 3. And there is another held ball. This is the biggest crowd these two teams will play in throughout the regular season. Perhaps equated when they play South Oldham, each of these squads, but great representation tonight. Schaefer will inbound. She tried to find Jones, and it will be out back to North Oldham as the Mustangs will inbound, traveling the length of the floor. And North Oldham wants a timeout. We will take a quick break. 2:20 left from Buckner. Be right back on glycod.com.
You're tuned into Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Chris Labar, Gary Forrest, and the Kivion guys, our producer tonight, back live in Buckner. A 42-point North Oldham lead over North. First of a doubleheader. Boys to tip. Keeps getting later than we expected. Maybe about 7:45 this evening.
You know, if North calls a couple more timeouts to set up some strategy, it well could become later.
Coach McIntosh taking the opportunity to coach up his group. So many of these young players don't get a lot of varsity time. And Moffitt will handle. Sipes in the corner, Sipes baseline. Finds Hankins underneath, and a foul on Oldham. Haley Eiselrick is on for OC. She wears number 4. And Sankins 2 points tonight. She'll have a pair from the foul line. I think this North Oldham group certainly an opportunity to have a pretty solid season despite their record.
I think so. You know, it's just hard to say. Tonight's probably not a good measuring stick. They've played a competitive schedule that's helped them to improve.
They sure have. Losses to Franklin County, E-Town, Butler. They've played Mercy. Defeated a Seneca group that is over 500. That's probably their best win, but a very compelling matchup as they host South Oldham next Friday night. Inbound to Moffitt. South Oldham girls in action tonight at Boone County. We will keep you posted on that one as that score trickles in. And Oldham County in half court. Schaefer near sideline. Putting it on the deck. Oh my, nearly lost that one. Now launched up from Eiselrick. It popped out. And the rebound gathered at the foul line by Sipes, and she lost the handle. Eiselrick down the hill, and she's going to have it poked over to those construction-clad students. With 40 seconds, now less than that. Eiselrick, near wing, shadowed by Scott. Underneath, Scott. Strong drive, rather that was Carmen Jones with a strong drive. It's going to find Sipes. And basketball will belong to Oldham County. So North Oldham will win this game tonight, 63-20. Let's check that, 63-22. Give the basket for Oldham County at the conclusion. North Oldham, a big win. Be right back on glycod.com.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows. Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Watts Home Center. Whether it's building, restoring, or improving your home, visit the experts at Watts. 2350 Commerce Parkway in LaGrange. Watts Home Center. Design that feels like home.
Back to Buckner in between games. A great crowd on hand. North Oldham girls victorious over Oldham County 63-22. North Oldham girls 6-12. The Oldham Lady Colonels 4-15. How would you summarize North Oldham's performance tonight?
Well, they continue to improve, Chris, and I think a lot of it is the schedule they played. And unfortunately for Oldham's girls, it's back to the drawing board. They're young and they're learning every night out. The good thing, even though it wasn't pretty on the scoreboard, I thought their effort was good. And you can't always say that in a 40-point loss.
We will quickly update the scoring. Riley Neal, these totals unofficially for North Oldham: 23 points. Caitlin Vise, 11. Kylie Vise with 9 points. 8 for Catherine Smith. Gracie Sipes, Elena Lieber, Alyssa Racer, Sailor Hankins each with 3. For Oldham County, Audrey Roberts and Kaylee Batts led the brigade with 6. Adriana Palazzolo, Natalie Flynn with 3. Grace Turner with 2. at the Horn. Final score tonight, 63-22. We will now transition to the boys' game, take a quick break. Koiser Husen will join us for his pregame comments. He chatted with Gary Forrest. That conversation on the way on Glycod.com.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows. Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wooden one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Watts Home Center. Whether it's building, restoring, or improving your home, visit the experts at Watts. 2350 Commerce Parkway in LaGrange. Watts Home Center. Design that feels like home.
Live from Oldham County High School, where tonight the big district intersectional play, round 2. It's Oldham County playing host to the North Oldham Mustangs. Coach, familiar faces. You last saw them last year in the regional finals. All of theirs are back. You have a portion of yours back.
Yeah, portion's being generous. Yeah, they're a good team. You know, it's not often you say a junior-led team's an experienced team, but this one is. You know, I mean, their point guard's been playing for this is 4th year. You know, a couple others their 3rd year. So, you know, they're experienced. They've been in the battles, and they see an opportunity. You know, they see that what we lost last year, and so we've been trying to tell our guys the urgency that this game brings, and hopefully they understand that and they come out with some intensity.
Coach, for the first time in a long time, one of the things that I've seen in the 5 or 6 games I've seen North play this year is they're an aggressive team, and that's kind of uncommon from a team from that school.
Yeah, they play hard. They play hard and they go after it. You know, whether it's blocking shots, rebounding, you know, attacking off the dribble, shooting threes. I mean, they're doing everything with some confidence and aggressiveness, and they're getting a lot of results out of that. You know, guys that maybe in the past were a little timid are playing very confident, and it makes them very difficult to guard and very difficult to prepare for.
A couple of things you're going to have to do to be keys to the game tonight, Coach.
Number one's rebounding. If we don't rebound, then it's going to be a long night. You know, they're two bigs. Crash as hard and aggressively as anybody, and they're long and they jump. And so we've got to rebound as a five. We got to put bodies on people. We've got to embrace the physicality of it, and we got to go get the ball. And so we need our guards to keep loose balls. We've been coming up with 4 or 5 rebounds apiece tonight. That's the biggest. You know, other than that, we need to make sure we're keeping Dallas out of the paint. He's awfully tough. If we keep him out of the paint, then at least we're forcing some outside shots. Offensively, we need to be confident. You know, we can't play with heads. They've got some shot blockers. Well, than that, you can attack them. We need our guys looking to make plays and hit shots and do the things that they're good at. And so that's what we preached all week, and hopefully our guys, you know, they come out with you know, that kind of nothing to lose attitude.
Well, we saw last week just how exciting and important these inter-district games are. So you're 1-0, you got to win down at South. You're hosting this week, and then next week South will have to go to North, and we'll have all that district play, and maybe the district's decided, maybe not. I guess we'll see. Good luck to you tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
This is Gary Forrest with BlackHawk.com Sports.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Waterson Trail in Louisville.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Thompson Heating and Cooling in LaGrange. For trusted, on-time service, call Thompson at 5.
Just not sure of scales.
We're back live here at Oldham County High School in Buckner. Let's talk a little about this North Oldham group here, Coach. 11-7 Mustangs, but their schedule, that King of the Bluegrass, they played a very challenging schedule.
They very much have. And, you know, one of the things in talking with Coach Levitz is he wanted to play teams that would pressure them because he feels like to win the 8th region, he's going to have to get by Oldham and Collins, two teams that like to pressure the basketball.
Big win for them versus Jeffersonville on Tuesday. You saw it down double figures at halftime. Found a way to win that game.
Yeah, they didn't get excited, which shows me they're a veteran team. Their guard play was strong, but their inside play really, really impressed me.
So go ahead.
Jeff's very, very athletic, and they intimidated Jeff inside.
Looking at their resume, this North Oldham team, their resume played a lot of folks in Jefferson County, wins over Butler and Western. They won at Cal. Cal has won double figures. And then the tight loss is North Laurel, and then in the game with number 1 GRC in the second half.
Yeah, very much so. So, they're primed and ready. They've had a few bumps and grinds along the road with some kids being unhealthy. It's still yet to see if Jack Scales will play tonight.
Well, and I've yet to see David Levitch. I don't know. I haven't seen North Oldham's head coach. He at least wasn't out earlier. He may come out in a bit. Here he is. So David Levitch, David is here. He is here, and what a job he's doing for North Oldham in year 4. This group, this nucleus, they're all juniors. Lost in the regional final last year to Oldham County, and they certainly feel like they've got a great shot this season.
Well, and one of the things that maybe people outside the community don't realize, they lost their second leading scorer, just a junior, when he transferred out and ended up at the Sales. So, they retooled a little bit, and, they're doing quite well.
Roberts, Scales, and Higdon, the big three, but then Luke Anderson off the really their fourth leading scorer, 8 points, 8 rebounds. You've got Higdon and Anderson, a lot of length down low.
6'5" and 6'7", so yeah, they've done a really good job. And the other night they blocked shots, they created havoc inside against Jeff's athletic team.
We will have our keys to the matchup when we come back. North Oldham and Oldham County tip-off just north of 4 minutes. Be right back after this on Glycod.com.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. We'll take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing. proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. This portion of tonight's game on Glycod is brought to you by Stinnett Plumbing. Reliable, friendly, trusted. Phone 502-690-3070 or go online to StinnettPlumbing.com.
Back live at Oldham County High School. It's North Oldham and Oldham County boys basketball, presented in part by Watts Home Center. Now for the keys to this game, brought to you in part by Robert Lane for Sheriff. Gary, what's most important for North? Gary, what's most important for North Oldham tonight?
Handle Oldham's pressure.
And Oldham County, I think, getting off to a good start. We talked about that this week.
Very much so, yeah.
Need to get off to a good start. We'll take a look at the starting lineups now for North Oldham. Mustangs 11-7, coached in year 4 by alum David Lemich and former University of Louisville Cardinal Dave. 47-50. Roberts, Scales, Higdon, Anderson, and Neal will start. Roberts at 18 points, Scales at 15, Higdon at double-double at 13 and 10. Now for Oldham County, Colonels coached by Koiser Husen, season 9. He has won 20 or more 7 of the first 8 years, and he didn't last year because it was an abbreviated season. Tremendous coach, 3-time 8th region coach of the year. Coy 207-61 as head coach. His Colonels are 13-5. Sam Powell lead them in scoring. 6-foot senior at 16 points, 6 rebounds. Max Green, a sophomore, at 15. Burgess, the big in the middle, a 6'7 senior. As we have the starting lineups for Oldham County, Kenton Schlichter, a 6-foot senior, and Luke Ambergy, a junior. Ambergy, 5 points and 6 rebounds. And Powell kind of come out of nowhere this year as a sophomore, Gary.
Very much so, Chris, and it'll be interesting. You know, Oldham for the first time in a long time, maybe the underdog in this cross-county series. And important for them to get off to a good start, particularly their bigs.
Burgess and Higdon to jump. Colonels winners of 11 in a row in this series. North Oldham's last win back in 2015. Don't think that wasn't discussed in Goshen this week. And it will be North possession to start. Here is Higdon opposite Cooper Roush that got the start tonight for Oldham. So Roberts near sideline, fighting through contest and gobbled up by Burgess. And there's Green into forecourt, guarded by the sophomore Grant Neal. It will belong to Oldham side court.
Well, Green, a little bit of a pitter-patter pass. You know, he's going to have to make a firmer pass than that.
Mustangs average 64 a game, Oldham at 65. And Oldham's defense a bit stingier at 56 to North 60. But an evenly match up, and there is Sam Powell for 2.
Powell got Oldham back 2-2-1, full court press now, trying to put a little pressure and speed up the tempo of the game.
Here is Neal, far sideline, rifle to Scales. Skip pass, Roberts. Rebound Higdon, that's his bread and butter, and he's gonna flip it back behind him, and it's Oldham possession. There's Max Green on the bounce, woven to Powell, a deep 3. Everything but Burgess. Volleys it far sideline, and there's Burgess, the beneficiary. Green, a deep one. And a strong rebound by Anderson. Get used to that from Green. He will have the green light. It's 6:38 in this quarter. Spin move, Anderson off the heel. Higdon rebound, and out of bounds to Oldham County. So Powell will float it in to Green, and Oldham an early 2-0 lead on a basket by Sam Powell. Burgess finding Green up top. We'll see what Green can do against Neal, his sophomore classmate. Burgess in the corner to Roush. Two minutes gone by. Powell from the elbow underneath Burgess, and Burgess has Oldham 4 clear to start.
Good high-low set by Oldham. Back 2-2-1 on the full.
There's Scales lobbing it high to Anderson. He'll find the trailer, Higdon. So big to big for North. Anderson with the assist. There's Powell. Schlichter. And Oldham +2 in the half court. And that pass deflected from Roush off of Higdon out of bounds. And Cooper Roush to inbound for Oldham. Great crowd contingent on both sidelines. Burgess nudging it to his left to Schlichter. And now Green. Burgess skip past Schlichter, tees one up. And the backside corral brought down by Anderson. And here comes Roberts as we slide under 5 in the first.
High-low screen. Roberts will start left, look to cross over right.
Roberts in the corner. Scales uncorks one. In and out. Rebound Anderson and an Oldham foul.
Anderson left unblocked, 6'7". You can't stand behind him and watch.
The Scales with a look, and Anderson with that rebound is the first foul of the game on Oldham County. Anderson is 61% foul shooter on the year. North as a team shooting them solid at 70%.
Well, both teams a little tight, what you would expect early in this game.
So North with 3 in succession, and Oldham +1. Levi Gilmore on the floor for Oldham. He'll don number 1, and he'll touch it now. Around the corner, Schlichter. Green taking a peek over his left shoulder, retrieving the play call, high-low. There is Green, skips it in the corner, Schlichter. Nice reversal, Gilmore for a triple, and he got it, and Powell with a clever, quick pass.
Colonel's very patient against North's 2-3 zone, reversed the ball baseline and got the 3.
Oldham by 4 as Roberts slithers into forecourt.
Colonel's retreat back to man on the half.
Roberts inside the arc, a long 2, that's off. And Powell sneaking in for the Oldham rebound. Powell showing the whole package to start. Now Schlichter. Powell funnels it in the lane to Burgess. The big going to work. Up and under.
Nice up and under.
Burgess with 4, and Oldham now has it swell to 6. Scales to the trailer, Higdon, and Roberts will watch it. Be a violation in backcourt. So we take a look at this replay and the 3 in the corner. I'll check that's Burgess down low.
Well, there's the press once again.
Back to live action now, Green. Here comes the double, lofted to Burgess. Burgess funnels it to Gilmore, down to Powell, catch, shoot, score. So Gilmore with a made 3 and an assist to start. And Oldham razor sharp, +8. Scales tries a triple, and he'll guide it home.
That's what Scales does well, Chris.
His 50th made 3 of the year. And Oldham now by 5. Schlichter to Powell. Boy, he thought about it for a second. He's going to float it all the way across. Gobbled up by Green. Gilmore flips to Powell near wing. Green corner triple off the mark. Gilmore tried to tap it in, and there's Roberts bringing down the North Oldham rebound with 2:11 left in this first quarter. Here comes a double on Roberts. Now Grant Neal with a touch. Higdon off Powell backside for Oldham. Oldham by 5. Powell the trailer tries a three. It's in. Powell with 7 and North Oldham 30-second timeout. We're back to Buckner after this on Glycod.com.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Sam Powell with 7. North Oldham out of their first timeout, and Oldham County enjoying an 8-point advantage.
Colonels 2-2-1.
And Scales tried to shoot that before he brought it in.
I think you're exactly right, Chris. You got to catch it first.
And Oldham County now +8. Luke Amberger is on for Oldham.
Looking at a 1-3-1 now.
With Neal.
Going to match up out of it.
Up top.
This gave Oldham some problems last weekend down at South. So not surprised to see it. You're going to get a high-low set here in a minute.
Green underneath Powell. Reversal out for a corner 3, and that's going to go for Gilmore. So Gilmore with 6.
Right now, Gilmore, the surprise element.
6 points and an assist for Gilmore. Oldham by 11. There's the trailer and a stuff for Higdon.
There's that inside game. You don't want to see them get rolling.
Powell and Green exchange passes. We tiptoe under a minute in this quarter. A solid start for Oldham. Green. Far sideline.
Oldham very patient. They've done a great job attacking the zone, taking their time, ball reversal.
Powell from the elbow makes it look so easy. Powell with 9. Back to 11 for OC. And there is a bump out and a foul on Gilmore as he'll shove Roberts to the sideline. First on Gilmore, second foul on Oldham County.
OC going to a 1-2-2 trap now, so changing things up on the half.
Keaton Witt is in for North. He's got it far sideline, being accosted by Roush. Nice catch by Higdon. Boy, is he physical.
I thought he might have got away with a step there.
And that's going to close the quarter. Higdon in at the horn. 19-10 after 1. Back to Buckner on Glycod.com.
Range Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900 or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Oldham County by 9 as we welcome you back to Buckner. Colonel ball in half court. Sam Powell, the story of the first quarter, he's got 9. And off the bench, Levi Gilmore with 6. And there's a steal by Higdon. And Higdon!
There's that lazy pass we were talking about a minute ago. You know, you just can't do that. And Green is prone to do that. 1-3-1 out front.
Higdon with 8, trying to keep North afloat in their sputtered start. There's Green on the bounce. This time, Keaton Witt will shadow him. They had Neal on the point much of that first quarter. Over now, Gilmore. Roush nudges it in the lane. There's Green. Nice ball fake. Tries a triple. Colonels have made 4 threes, and the lead now balloons to 10.
What's interesting as well, Chris, you know, in a game of this magnitude, only 2 fouls committed in the entire first quarter.
Roberts into half court, nudges it far sideline. Witt, now Scales. Pitched up by Witt, wide right. Captured on the backside by Burgess of Oldham. There is Green. And a foul underneath. Higdon in the vicinity. And it will be on North Oldham's Ian Higdon.
Yeah, I really look for the Colonels to challenge Higdon because he's really what makes him go inside. Very aggressive. So that's 1 on Higdon. That's something to watch.
Miles Gay is in for North. He'll wear number 20. As Oldham County by 10. They'll launch into backcourt, and now Burgess shoves it across the hill to Green. Has that pass deflected. Scales deflects it from Burgess. And there's a theft by Max Green of Oldham. Green blocked again by Scales. 2 consecutive blocks by North Oldham's Jack Scales. Up to Roberts, a wide 3. Anderson put back. And he'll strut the stripe for 2 after an Oldham foul. First foul on Ambergy, the 3rd on Oldham.
We'll see how long Powell stays out. He's had an extended break here now.
Anderson steers in the free throw.
Well, so much for that break.
Yeah, Powell back on, as you see, top left portion of your screen. The Oldham County scoring leader. And Anderson from the line. Gilmore in to sneak in for that rebound. So Oldham by 9, 6 minutes first half.
They're much better with Powell initiating the pass inside to Burgess.
And Burgess puts it in. Burgess with 6. Why is that, Gary? Powell with some length?
Well, Powell's a threat outside. They have to guard him, which creates a better passing lane.
Turnover from Luke Anderson of North. The recipient is Green of Oldham. Powell rifles it far sideline. Gilmore. Back out Green. Oh boy, did he think about it.
Tick, tick, tick.
5:30 in the half. Oldham plus 11.
See, they don't guard Burgess out there. He's got that elbow jump shot all day. They have to guard Powell.
And Gilmore will watch that ball catapult in backcourt as Kenton Schleister threw it away.
Schleister, have to dribble with a purpose, and he got down there, turned his back to make the pass out, and that's never a good thing.
Mustang ball side court. Keaton Witt will trigger in. Now he'll be replaced as Witt exits the festivities. Jack Scales back in. Jack did not play in the Jeffersonville win on Tuesday.
Student really in Scales' ears when he's throwing the ball in over there in front of him.
Roberts rifles at the pass. And a player control foul on North Oldham.
This great job by Powell. Took the charge. That's a 6th turnover for North here midway through the second quarter.
Dominic Portaro called for the personal, his first and the 4th on North Oldham.
Oh, no. You know, Green trying to make a 45-foot diagonal pass, and Coach Syracuse not a happy camper.
So Mustang possession. Roberts scoreless thus far for North. Here comes the double. Higdon over to Gay, and he'll wind around to Portaro. Portaro nudges it craftily to Gay. Now Gay with a ball fake, and he'll be hacked from behind.
Well, Burgess just didn't move his feet. And the scouting report on Miles is, you know, he's going to lift and put it on the floor. So we'll see if Burgess is a good student of the game, because I'm sure Gay will come back with that move again.
Gay, 2 perfectly executed free throws. And North Oldham now within 9 at 4:23 in this first half. Gilmore, far sideline.
Gilmore missed his post man again. You know, you've got a 6'8" post player, you got to see it.
Palace sloppy dribble, and credit Scales for tangling him up.
Well, there's an old adage, never go behind your back when there's 2 men guarding you. Bad things usually happen. Colonel's back now on the half, looking to change defenses.
Grant Neal back on for North. He'll jog into forecourt as Roberts.
2-2-1 on the half now.
Gay knocks one from inside the elbow, so Max Gay with 4 in succession.
Gay off the bench, giving them some points.
7-point Oldham lead. They've been stagnant the last few trips with 3:50 second quarter. Now Schleister.
Got to check their post player. You know, he's got Higdon really putting the body on him in there.
High-low right over Burgess, out of bounds.
You know, what they've got to realize, Chris, with Burgess's size, he's not really strong. They have to give him an extra second or 2 for positioning, because right now, Higdon is just physically pushing him around.
Cooper Roush back on for Oldham's Levi Gilmore. He's been one of the stories of this half. Roberts in the corner, Scales.
Guess
for
who?
A triple.
To write that one down.
And an Oldham timeout. Roberts with the assist, 24-20. Back in 30 seconds on Glycod.com.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing. This portion of tonight's game on Glycod is brought to you by Stinnett Plumbing. Reliable, friendly, trusted. Phone 502-690-3070 or go online to StinnettPlumbing.com.
With a 3, and it's a 4-point Oldham County lead.
2-2-1 press by North.
Green in back court. So North Oldham showing a new defensive variety as Powell will handle up top for Oldham. Roush in the corner, nudges Schleister, dumps it down low.
That's what you got to do right there.
And Burgess with a high arcing basket. his 8th point.
You have to attack Higdon.
And Higdon, speaking of being attacked, he is suffocated. We're going to have an Oldham County reach in. Fifth team Oldham foul, second on Colonel Senior Kenton Sleester. North Oldham within 2 possessions. Higdon all the way to the basket, and an and one just took it right to Powell.
Well, if you're Powell, you got to know Higdon's going to take it. And you have to decide immediately, take the charge or get out of his way.
6-team Colonel foul, and Higdon 10 points in this game, leading Mustang. And that free throw pops out. There's Powell gobbling up the rebound.
Oh, that's a gimme.
Rifles that pass well above Burgess from Powell.
Well, that's his second diagonal pass. The Colonels have had no business throwing tonight. I mean, that's what the defense is baiting you into doing, throwing that long pass.
Sam Powell being coached up by Koiser Husen beneath us. In his stead, junior Christian Alexander. He'll wear number 3. He's in for the 4th time this year. And North Oldham once trailed by 10. They've cut it to 4. Higdon inside the lane.
So there's that charge.
And Higdon just simply plowed over Ambergy.
He's like a bull in a china shop. When he gets it and drops that shoulder, you know, we're going to see who's a man and who isn't.
So Higdon off with his 2nd foul, and Ambergy credited for the stop. Luke Anderson back in for North, so they'll sub out 6-6 for 6-7.
Yeah, the rich get richer.
In Oldham County, a tedious 4-point lead. Green will float it in the far corner for Oldham. Around to Alexander.
Easy call inside. Anderson just pushed the Oldham post player off the block.
Fourth team North Oldham foul as Max Green will flip it in for OC. Lobs it to Alexander. Alexander underneath Burgess. Burgess, I don't think was expecting that pass, but he'll be fouled.
Well, when you've got a 6'8" player, what you don't want to do is throw the ball at his knees. And if you're going to throw it to him, throw it up where he can go get it.
Nice catch by Burgess.
Very much so.
Burgess for a pair. He's got excellent touch for a big man, 66% foul shooter. Steadily improved throughout his career, really came on at the tail end of his sophomore season. And the second free throw will be guided left.
The cursed jinx.
And Roberts out for North.
Roberts quiet so far tonight, but, you know, give him time. He bides his time.
Does have an assist, is scoreless. Roberts their leading scorer at 18. Gay underneath, twisted right back into a Colonel. If he went the other way, may have had a layup. There's Green for OC, back to Ambergy. And Green around to Alexander, far sideline for OC. Nudges it to Burgess. Green up top.
Colonels without their other big man inside. Powell on the bench currently.
Green winds it around the clock to Roush, back to Green she goes.
See, there's a case where they really don't guard Burgess out front.
Burgess inside the lane, little floater in for the baseline.
But they better guard him down there.
The Oldham patience in the half court has been exhibited many times thus far. 7-point Oldham lead. Roberts floats it in the corner. Scales, great extra pass. Neal, the southpaw tries one, short. Scales back outside, wonderful movement. Roberts a triple. 3 excellent passes for North Oldham, and Roberts knocks it in. 29-25 with 30 ticks in this half as Oldham, we'll see, will they hold on to it for one? Alexander, no, they won't. No, I thought Green was going to try one at 18. Now 15 as Green floats. Ambergy back out to Green at 12. 3 top of the key. High arcer. Ambergy puts it up, will not go. Anderson brings it down at 3. Scales half quarter. And a 29-25 Oldham County lead at the half. A compelling second half. We'll be right back on Glycod.com.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Waterson Trail in Louisville.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Metro Windows. Replace your old rotted windows today. Call Kyle at 502-550-1489. That's Metro Windows at 502-550-1489.
Halftime tonight at Oldham County High School in Buckner. Colonels 29, North Oldham 25. I'm Chris LeBar along with Gary Forrest, taking a look at some of your first half stats. Ian Higdon doing a great job for North Oldham.
Yeah, very much so, Chris. You know, he's just so physical, and, he's fun to watch.
Take a look at some of Higdon's highlights there. Higdon, 10 points, doing a great job on the glass as well. Jack Scales with 6 points. Dallas Roberts with 3, and for Oldham, Hayden Burgess 11, Sam Powell with 9.
Well, we talked about early, Oldham's inside play was going to have to establish itself early for them to have a chance. And even though they're up 4, I sit here and I look at some of the stats. They've done a great job on getting shots and being patient. But quite frankly, their lead should be a little bigger, because having watched North the other night against Jeffersonville, they were down 10 against a very good team and came back and won the game. So don't count North out by any means.
Max Green with 3. Levi Gilmore gave Oldham a lift in the first quarter, 6 points and an assist.
Yeah, we wondered, who is going to be that third scorer for Oldham, if you will. Right now, Gilmore surprisingly off the bench.
Yeah, Levi Gilmore, games like these, there's always a complimentary part that just plays so big. Jack Scales starting to heat up for North. So A lot to look forward to in the second half. Oldham by 4 at the turn, 29-25. Be back for more high school basketball action after this on Glycod.com.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. We'll take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville. You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
29-25 halftime score. Oldham County leading North Oldham. In girls action, it was North Oldham demolishing Oldham 63-22. So the Colonels trying to exert a split tonight in what should be a very competitive second half. Right now, Gary, they're nominating, you're mentioning the latest Oldham County High School Hall of Fame class, and several, Gary, of your former players being nominated as Oldham County's latest Hall of Fame class.
Well, you know, a special interest in one of them, Paul Jackson, who played for me my first year here and probably contributed to a lot of the gray hair that I have on top of my head. But what a wonderful athlete. You know, whether it be baseball, he was ranked in the top 10 in the state in tennis. You know, basketball, while playing at Western Kentucky, he walked on and made the basketball team and played for a while. You know, just, I don't think I can say enough.
An 88 team, your first year here, made the Sweet 16 with a losing record.
Yeah, that was our claim to fame, and Paul was a big part of that, as mentioned. He averaged over 30 points a game in our 3 regional games in which we beat teams that had beaten us twice during this season. So unexpectedly, we peaked at the right time.
Let's transition to this game and look at the second half. A couple of tweaks for both these teams. First, North Oldham.
Well, you know, I don't know if either team, Chris, really needs to tweak it a whole lot. It's been a very well-played game. I think what you'll see is Roberts will become more involved in the game as the second half goes on, and that would be my concern if I'm Oldham's coach.
And then for the Colonels, certainly Burgess and Powell, you would have to think that Powell would be maybe more involved. 9 points.
Oh, I think so. You know, once again, this game will be won by the battle of the 4 big ones, 2 for each side, in the paint this second half.
Mustangs and Oldham County should be a great second half, a 4-point Colonel lead. Second half from Buckner when we come back on Glycod.com.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900 or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's football on Glycod.
Back in Buckner, a 4-point Oldham County lead. It will be Colonel basketball. Great crowd on hand this evening, and we should have another one next Friday night as North Oldham will host South Oldham. We'll have action for you starting again next week, doubleheader at 6 o'clock. So Colonel ball. And Green, left-hand dribble. Schlichter tees up a 3, and Roberts has the rebound, deflect off him right to North Oldham's Luke Anderson.
Colonel's out man-to-man on the half, while Norris showed a 1-3-1 the first time down.
Roberts lofts to Anderson, and Anderson will tap it in the corner. That is Fisher. Check that, Grant Neal, Grant Neal with the basket.
Neal, not one to hesitate.
29-28. Roush will have it for OC. Around to Schlichter.
OC, a lot of side to side. I like to see them go north and south and penetrate more.
Belt high pass over to Roush. Roush putting it on the deck.
What we saw happen the first half, North would gap those passes and get deflections.
Green trying to needle this defense. And Higdon with some length coming out to shadow Powell. Burgess at the soft spot. Now Roush has a block by Scales. That's Scales' third block at least in this game.
Well, the problem, Chris, is Oldham has had two people shoot the ball that normally isn't part of their offense. And you got to get the big three touches.
Green to trigger for Oldham. And Burgess to gather. Neal working opposite Oldham's Max Green, and now Burgess in front of those rowdy students. Entry, Powell, and Powell for his 10th and 11th point.
See, there's the patience going north-south. They got the ball into the post area.
Roberts.
Colonel's back 2-2-1.
Skip past Scales for a three. That's going to be off the mark. And the rebound brought down by Oldham's Cooper Roush.
Roush, big rebound.
Roush finding Powell near wing. Underneath Burgess. Burgess up and in. So Powell with two. Burgess follows with a basket.
That's what we talked about, Chris. You know, those two are going to have to be the guys that touch it.
Oldham with 4 consecutive as Neal slithers into forecourt for North Oldham. Here comes the double on Roberts, lofted in the corner. That's Neal with a nice grasp.
They don't need to forget about Roberts.
Roberts foul line. You sense that he's starting to really take the assertion, and he's going to drive and float it for 2. Roberts with 5. Oldham plus 3. We've played 3 in this half.
Both teams being very patient.
Powell beneath us, sideline.
Still like to see Oldham take the ball more north and south.
Powell near wing, on the floor, some pesky Mustang hands. Anderson's in the thick of it, and it's going to trickle out of play. Possession, North Oldham.
Well, when you put the ball on the floor in the paint, you can expect a lot of hands, and that's exactly what happened to Powell. There goes Higdon with the ball in the middle.
There you saw that Neal 3 and that replay, and it will belong to North Oldham on their side of the floor after the side-out deflection. Mustangs looking for a tie on a canned triple. Anderson funnels it to Higdon. Good overplay by Green, but he lost it out of bounds.
Trying to post up Higdon, and Green, a great job coming from the weak side to get a piece of it.
Roberts to entry for North. And Neal at the peak of his leap, will gather at half court. There's Roberts' far sideline. Roberts' foul line jumper off the heel. Higdon tapped and followed, and Powell there for Oldham. And Oldham with numbers. Schleister ahead of the fray. Will put it up, missed a bunny. And a foul on Burgess. Yep. Trying to grasp that rebound.
Yeah, that's one of those big man dumb fouls. Burgess trailing a little bit, and he's got to realize there's times you have to just pull off and leave it alone.
So Mustang basketball length of the floor. Roberts.
Schleister got to make that shot.
Over now to Higdon. Higdon into front court. Oldham County only with 4 points in the first 4 minutes of this half. Neal in the lane, shoots with his offhand, and Anderson will follow it long. And there's Green out for Oldham County. Schleister. Now Powell up top. Powell inside the lane. Drives strong, and there's a North Oldham foul.
See, Powell is just clever enough. He'll get you rocking up on your toes, and that's exactly what he did that time to Anderson.
Sam Powell for a pair of free throws, 69% on the year. 11 points tonight, 5 beneath his season average. High arcing free throw. Christian Alexander and Luke Ambergy back in for Oldham, both of whom played sparingly in the first half. And North Oldham will sub in Miles Gay. Gay 4 points in limited action in the first, and he'll replace Ian Higdon. Powell trying to make it a two-possession game, and he will. 3:44 in the third. As Roberts, left-hand dribble around to Neal. Gay spinning in the lane, trying to provide instant offense. It's short, may have been deflected by Ambergy.
Gay always on a spin move, Chris, and I think Oldham's waiting for that.
Green did not get the roll, and a strong rebound by Anderson. As Roberts, the QB of this unit, will bring it across, finding Neal. Under 3 minutes, we're close to it in this third. There's a hedge on the screen by Ambergy, and a foul from Roush as he bumps Anderson on the overplay.
Well, there's never a smart foul, and Roush realized then he got caught with his hand in a cookie jar.
First team Oldham foul this half. Check that second team Oldham foul. As Roberts will inbound for the Mustangs. Finding Ambergy. Rather Anderson there, and now Roberts will handle.
Look for Roberts to maybe do a little more with the personnel he has on the floor now.
Roberts slips around the double team, lays it long. Anderson to the party, and an Oldham foul. Levi Gilmore up off the Oldham bench. And a strong drive by North Oldham's Luke Anderson. Off to the right, Anderson, high water mark of 18 on the season in the game at Dixie Heights. As the Colonels replace Cooper Roush. And Anderson back for another foul shot. The lead whittled to 3. Ben Becerra in for North Oldham. Quite the story, wearing number 11. 6'2 senior, one of the top North Oldham football players in the last handful of years. Tremendous athlete. And he'll man the middle of that zone to Shadow Burgess.
Well, I would say, knowing his rep, you know, they're going to use that physicalness. Yeah, he just shivered one of them crossing the lane then. Welcome.
2:33 in this
now
third.
He's really rooting on Burgess.
Green will handle up top. Anderson Alexander left-hand dribble. It's deflected off of Becerra, and North Oldham with possession. And Roberts will handle. He's been quiet thus far, 5 points, but still plenty of time left and some big moments remaining. Skip past Neal for the tie. Everything but, and the rebound gobbled up by Gilmore. Here comes Green. Green flips it right to Scales. Scales to Roberts. In the corner, Neal, he's not shy, and he's missed his last 2, and there's the rebound vacuumed in by Ambergy. Over now through Alexander. Gay flips it back to Roberts.
Green, once again, a haphazard pass, 2 in a row, just nonchalantly.
But then at this end, North Oldham's missed their last 2.
Yeah, but I'll take getting shots. If you turn it over, you don't get a shot.
Roberts will float to Neal up top. Now back to Roberts. Alexander to Shadow.
Roberts will start left, go right from that position. Neal hasn't seen a shot. He doesn't care to shoot.
Gay in the corner. And Roberts sliding left. Alexander got a piece back to North as Roberts protesting the no call. North Oldham subs on Anderson for Becerra. And Oldham County brings in Sam Powell.
So size to match size right now. Higdon's still out. I think they really want to keep him fresh because he's going to make a difference in the fourth.
Neal will hand to Scales. Scales, a clever dribble. And an Oldham foul. It's on Christian Alexander, the fourth Oldham personal.
Alexander showing his inexperience. You know, you can let Scales do all the dribbling around he's doing without a purpose, but you don't want to hack him.
There's Gay.
Whoa.
Floats it back in play to Neal. And Roberts back to the trailer, Neal. Neal inside the lane. Neal with a great ball fake, drives, and he's fouled from behind by Ambergy.
Well, you know, Ambergy, you can't leave your feet to try to block shots from behind. You know, the thing about Neal, he's a sophomore, but, you know, he's got that scorer's mentality. And, you know, he's very clever with the ball. A lot of kids maybe would have stopped shooting after he's missed a couple. I don't think this kid is.
Neal in for the 14th game this year, averaging 7 points, misfiring on that free throw. Becerra back on for North Oldham.
He's gotten better as the year has gone on, Chris, and as a result, his minutes on the varsity have increased.
They sure have. Oldham County once led by 10. It's now 2, 36 in the third. As Green sachets across, finding Burgess. Green staring at that basket with a ball fake.
Now it's time and situation. Unless you've absolutely got a layup, if you're Oldham, take the ball down under 5.
And Anderson floats it all the way in backcourt. North Oldham will have possession.
Well, once again, there's the inexperience on Alexander.
And David Levitch coaching him up, offense for defense, as he brings out Becerra, sends in Anderson. So we'll see what North does here in the idle moments of this third.
Well, you better watch Roberts.
In backcourt, Gay, and now Roberts, a running start at 8. Roberts inside the lane, back out, Gay at 4. Gay coughs it up. Roberts pleading for it, launches a 3, and the tap not in time. Oldham County by 2, 8 minutes to play from Buckner. Be right back on Glycod.com.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville. You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
2-point Colonel lead. It will be North Oldham basketball. Mustangs 11-7, Oldham County 13-5. Neal catches and hands to Roberts.
Got to watch Higdon in the middle.
Scales left wing, and Scales did not know where that sideline was, and an unforced turnover.
First turnover of the half for the North Oldham Mustangs. That's one of those. Court just wasn't wide enough for Scales.
We'll see if Oldham can take advantage here. As Green around to Powell. Now Burgess at the elbow.
I like Green and Powell when they tandem up in the high-low. When Powell's outside, it's easier for North to guard him.
Anderson on the defensive end, watches a 3 from Alexander. No, Burgess could not hang on, and Higdon just too physical. Comes out of the fray with it, and back to Oldham it goes. As Powell will trickle the possession into Oldham County's Max Green. Hamburgie hands to Green. Green has it deflected away by Higdon again, and he's on the sideline. His energy level is outstanding.
Yeah, I wish I could use some of what he's got from time to time.
Timeout on the floor by Oldham County. Back in 30 seconds on GlyCod.com.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on GlyCod.
Oldham County basketball as we welcome you back to Buckner. Tight and narrow. Oldham by 2. Colonels have led throughout, led by 9 after 1. Once led by 10. They led by 4 at halftime, and North Oldham continuing to chip into that lead. The Colonel possession. Powell to trigger it in.
Little 2-3 matchup out front by North. Once again, Colonel's doing a lot of side-to-side dribbling, but they're at their best when they penetrate.
Green, a clever dribble for 2.
And Green just demonstrated that ability.
So Green with 5. It's a 4-point Oldham lead. As Roberts will handle for North. Here comes the double. Around now, Scales. Ooh. Scales trying to thread the needle underneath through Higdon, out of bounds.
I thought Scales got away with a double dribble. Caught it, dropped it, and dribbled it again.
That occurred right in front of the Colonel bench. And Oldham County a chance to make this a 6-point lead or greater perhaps, as they lead now by 4. Roush far sideline. Neal opposite Powell.
I don't know where he's going with that pass. Very fortunate.
And Ambergy knew it as he threw that ball.
Ambergy led his teammate into almost a charge. I'll tell you what, I think that one was on Higdon, so, you know, it inadvertently turned out to be a good situation for the Colonels.
North Oldham's 5th team foul. Higdon with his 3rd. Nice quick pass from Roush to Burgess. Could not knock it in. Gay and Roush are there for that loose ball, and it will be North Oldham basketball. And a foul whistled.
I thought that would have been a jump ball. Ambergy needs to calm down a little bit.
Foul is on Oldham County's Cooper Roush. As Roberts in backcourt. 6-team Oldham fouls, so you know what that means the rest of the way. Neal into forecourt, and North Oldham wants a 30-second timeout. We will keep things here and strategize just a moment with 5:42. And North Oldham trying to slice into this deficit.
Well, once again, if you're Oldham, you got what you wanted when Higdon picked up that 4th foul. But at the same time, if you're North Oldham, you're where you want to be. You're on your opponent's floor. You're only down 4. And, you know, they have really solid guard play. And this always favors solid guard play. So you got a couple of veterans for North, Roberts and Scales, so we shall see.
Scales with 6, Roberts with 5. This prolific backcourt at times been so powerful, both average well into double-figure team. Scales at 15, Roberts at 18.
Well, one thing we might say about Scales, Scales has been out quarantines. This is his first game back, and I think you can tell a little bit on his shot that he's off just a little bit. Colonel's back 2-3 here after this timeout.
As Neal will wind it around the clock to Roberts.
The guy you want to watch.
Roberts splits the double, finding Anderson. Now Scales a corner 3. Had the shot they wanted. Didn't go in. Neal somehow got that loose ball. Roberts tees one up. Grant Neal with the assist. And Oldham by the slimmest of margins. Ambergy far sideline, feeds Burgess elbow. Powell trying to answer. A little bit long, and rebound gobbled up by Scales. North Oldham with their first lead if they can convert. There is Roberts through a hand check and a foul on Schleister. It will be 1-1.
Well, the book on Roberts, it hasn't changed. He's going to give you that little left hesitation, but he's coming back right. So you got to sit on that right hand, and you got to force him to go left. If you let him go right, he's comfortable. And I wouldn't want to bet against him on these free throws. I tell you, a guy I think plays an important role in this, what's over with, Chris, is Riley Neal.
Well, she did earlier. I think you mean Grant Neal.
I'm sorry, yeah. I don't think she's playing in this game.
So Roberts misfiring on the front end. Mark that down at the 4:40 mark. And
Alexander back in for the Colonels. A little scary because
Burgess could not get it in through contact. He was bumped, and it's out of bounds north.
Well, you know, he was bumped, but I think he was expecting contact. You know, at 6'8", he probably should have just flushed that thing and resolved it. So both teams draw a blank.
Mustang possession. Roberts opposite Alexander. Now Neal top of the key. And I think Alexander, check that, that's Anderson with the North Oldham foul.
Well, Anderson jumped to make a pass. And when you jump to make a pass when you're moving forward, bad things happen. So big break for the Colonels.
As Max Green will handle it, North Oldham with a couple of opportunities to take the lead. They thus far have not been able to do so. Green near wing. Powell uncorks a triple. Oh my. Rebound, loose ball, and
boy, let them play.
They are. And it's North Oldham possession as Scales underneath. Gobbled up by Amberg. He floats it out and he stepped on the baseline. It will be North Oldham possession.
Higdon back into the game, so and this chess move favors North. Both teams stuck on that 1 point for the last minute and a half.
3:44 remaining.
Oldham kind of gotten away from its inside play, and
Neal on the bounce, winds to Scales, back to Roberts. Roberts all the way to the basket, and North Oldham has the lead. Their first lead since Osei UC. 37-36, timeout Oldham County. Colonel basketball when we return on Glycod.com.
You're tuned into Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Back to Buckner. There you see the basket from North Oldham's Dallas Roberts Mustangs with their first lead. How does Oldham respond?
Well, Chris, I'd like to see Oldham go back to that high-low with their two bigs working together. Right now, Powell's been stuck out on the wing, and it's easier to guard him out there. Earlier, they had some success when they had Powell and the other big one high, one low, and reversed it through.
Roberts 7 points in this half. And he's certainly developing the reputation for sinking many big shots. Hit one Tuesday night. Yep. He's hit a couple thus far tonight.
The thing that would concern me a little bit is, you know, Oldham's got Alexander in, and as athletic as he is, he doesn't have a lot of experience.
There's Powell in half court for Oldham around Green. Blocked out of there by Anderson and out of bounds Oldham.
Well, Green shot it, but I'm not so sure that he was totally sold. He got in the air, and Higdon was waiting for him.
Where do the Colonels go now that they need a bucket? Dipping under 3. Green left-hand bounce. Ambergy. And Higdon again in the passing lane, floats it all the way across the depth of the floor.
Watched again. Green not doing a good job, taking a dribble towards his receiver, and he throws that nonchalant pass, and the defense is able to get a piece of it.
Here comes Green up the hill for Oldham. Powell near baseline. Now Ambergy threads the needle, and Roberts didn't like it.
Well,
but he's called for the foul.
I think they caught a break. It's the same thing we've been talking about, but, you know, they threw the pass to Burgess, who at 6'8", he caught it below his waist.
David Padgett, the Mustang assistant, he's out of the coaching box getting a piece of the official, and Burgess ties the game. David Levitch getting an explanation from the official. David relatively calm.
Well, first of all, the official needs to tell the bench, one guy stands, and that's the head coach.
Second one up and in. So a late seesaw. Colonels by 1.
Interesting.
Roush.
Alexander stays in, so he'll be on Roberts.
Roush for Ambergy for Oldham. There's Neal. And Roberts with it for North. Through contact, blows right by Green, and a foul on Oldham.
You know, Green is going to reach every time, and Roberts has him measured. I'd like to see Alexander ended up on.
Well, Alexander picks up the foul. He just tried to slither over in front of Roberts.
Alexander looks kind of puzzled himself. Roberts is too clever. He knows Green's going to try to back tap him. And he set Green up, and Green fell for it.
Roberts with 8 this half. Now 9. And North Oldham. They want a full timeout. High drama in Buckner. 2:20 left. Oldham ball when we come right back on Glycod.com.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Back to Oldham County High School. Let's strategize. It will be Colonel ball out of the timeout.
Well, you know, interesting. Once again, you got 2:20 to go. It's an eternity. But I'd like to see Oldham do a better job penetrating out front rather than the side-to-side passes. Because as they've shown tonight, a lot of them are nonchalant. And this is not the type of game to throw those type of passes.
Scales, Anderson, Higdon, Neal, and Roberts. The quintet for North Oldham will counter with Powell, Green, Roush, Alexander, Burgess.
Powell awfully quiet on the offensive end here this entire half, Chris. Like to see him get involved more.
Green into forecourt. There is Powell. Now Roush, a long jumper. Not the shot they wanted as Roberts captures the rebound. Under 2. North by 1. Roberts goes by Roush. Lost the handle, and Roush diving to the deck for a held ball.
Well, Roberts right now, Chris, showing his wiliness, taking over.
Arrow Oldham County. Alexander out, and
I like Schleister on this move.
Schleister back in.
You know, he's a veteran. Alexander, a little, this time might be a little much.
1:50 to play. Handoff from Green to Schleister. Powell, extended foul line. Lost the handle. And Roberts picks it up for North.
Going right.
Roberts to the basket, off the glass. Colonels need a bucket down 3. There's Green inside the teeth of the defense, deflected off of North. Will be Oldham ball. They still have 2 timeouts remaining.
Way too many deflected passes for the Colonels.
Green to inbound underneath for Oldham. Oldham with 4 points in this quarter. Powell on a curl for a 3. Tried to steer it in, and that ball tapped out of North Oldham. Roush in the vicinity, but off of Roberts.
Colonels settling for too many outside shots, Chris. You know, there's a hand in the shooter. I don't care who the shooter is. Contested shots are tough shots.
Green to inbound, finds Burgess. Burgess a hard catch, puts it up, no good. Off of Higdon. So Oldham with their 3rd opportunity on this trip up the floor. Colonels 18 fouls, North Oldham only with 2. Inbounded to Burgess. Back to Schleister, under a minute.
You don't need a 3 at this time.
Now Green. Schleister driving in. Back to Powell. Here's the double team with all that length. Skip past Green. Maybe that's where they need to start. Can Green take Scales off the bounce? He's going to try. Green pauses, finds Powell. Schleister, the open target for a 3, and he's fouled. He is fouled with 31.8 on the Anderson closeout.
Not only fouled, Chris, but I believe it's a 3-point foul.
Oh, absolutely it is. Anderson's 3rd. Schleister, 50% foul shooter. Trying to tie this game. He'll have 2 more. Oldham County thus far has 9 points in the second half. Second free throw.
Well, we got an eternity here with 31 seconds to go.
We'll keep things here. It's an Oldham timeout. That leaves them with 1. So let's set the table. Schleister will have 1 more free throw. It's a 2-point North Oldham lead. And certainly a free throw made here will enable Oldham to set up their pressure. What's the strategy in the Mustang huddle?
Well, you're going to keep the ball in Roberts' hands. You know, even though he missed the front end of a big, you know, he's the guy you want to. I don't see him taking any 3s at this time. And if you're Oldham, you're going to. I don't see him full court pressing, because if you don't make a steal, you give up an easy basket. Now, looking at fouls, if you're Oldham, you know, you got a couple to give. Or excuse me, if you're North, you've got a couple to give.
Oldham County 18 fouls, North Oldham 5 team fouls. You see the timeouts. 2 for the Mustangs, 1 for the Colonels, and Schleister will have 1 more free throw. He was fouled on a 3-point try, missed the first. Second one went in. This is the 3rd out of the timeout.
In this setup, it looks like Oldham's going to press if he makes this one.
And a big miss, gobbled up by Anderson. Roberts double team near sideline. And David Levitch did not like that concoction. He'll call timeout. And you've said this so many times, you call timeout, but now you've got to get the ball back in.
Yep. Well, I think Coach Levitz wasn't happy with the fact that Roberts killed his dribble without getting fouled. But a long way to go. If the Colonels foul, they need to be selective.
So one more 1-1 as Oldham now 18 fouls.
Yeah, if I'm Oldham and I'm looking to foul, Chris, the guy I'm going to foul is Anderson. Of the bunch, he has the least experience.
Roberts shoots him at 90%. Neal at 87. You go down the other starters, Scales and Higdon in the 60s. Anderson at 59.
There you go.
But will Anderson touch it?
Well,
that's the other
part
of the equation.
Is you bait him off. Notice there's no one guarding him right now.
So Scales to inbound.
That's the guy you want to watch, because they're going to try to get the ball back to him.
Mustangs, losers of 11 in a row in this series, and Roberts bumps, and he'll have 1-1. So a great draw up by David Levitch to get his star player the touch on the inbound.
Well, the scenario you have, Oldham's 50% free throw shooter only makes 1 of 3. They, in turn, foul North's best free throw shooter.
So Roberts exhaling as he paces back to the line. His 4th year as a contributor, began as an 8th grader for North. Oh my, missed his 2nd front end. Green with a rebound, and Oldham with possession, 20 in regulation. Powell down the hill, and he is clobbered and will strut the stripe.
See, that's what I like, Chris. For the first time in a long time, Oldham took the ball to the basket.
And the Colonels will DQ North Oldham's Luke Anderson, it appears. Higdon.
See,
there was some confusion as to whether it was Higdon or Anderson. Let's see if we can get that replay. It's on Anderson.
It's on Anderson.
So Luke Anderson, the guilty Mustang. Clearly it was 15, and Anderson fouls out. So Powell for 2. 14.6. Halfway home. North Oldham does have 1 timeout, as you see at the bottom of your screen. Powell trying to tie this game.
Well, I know one thing. I don't think I'd play the odds and foul Roberts again.
The rim friendly in Buckner tonight. And Oldham emptying their allotment of timeouts with 14.6 left. We're back in 30 seconds on Glycod.com.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's football on Glycod.
North Oldham basketballs. We welcome you back to Buckner. Oldham County and North Oldham. 14.6 left. Colonels out of timeouts. Oldham 9 team fouls. North Oldham with 6 personals.
Well, could figure into it as well, because the next foul on Oldham is a 2-shot foul if it's not a shooting foul.
Roberts to inbound, and here we go. He hit a game winner Tuesday, did Roberts.
Got to watch Higdon on a missed shot.
Roberts all the way to the basket, up and off. Backside rebound, Ambergy rips it away, and a held ball keeps it at North. in North Oldham says, I want a timeout. David Levitch signaling for the stop. And we will keep things here this time. Amberge on the backside ripped that ball away. As we see the Powell free throw to tie this game. So the North Oldham huddle, Gary, certainly definitely want to get a touch for Roberts out of here, right?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me for Roberts to drive quickly and kick the ball to Scales.
Scales, a three-point marksman. 51 made threes on the year for North Oldham. 4.4 left. North Oldham has led on two separate occasions, both by one possession each. Oldham has led through the meat of this game, led by 9 after one by 4 at half. And it's been a defensive slobber knocker here with 4.4 left, and we're in the low 40s.
Always beware of the throw-in man.
And that would be Scales. Amberge's derrieres to the back of Scales. Now Scales will inbound, finding Neal. There's Roberts inside the arc for the game winner. And we are going to overtime. That will not count. That will not count at the naked eye. And we are going to overtime. Be back to Buckner in a tie game. This is Glycod.com.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop.
Back to Buckner, overtime, Oldham County and North Oldham. And tapped in backcourt, it'll be Scales. He'll float it over to Roberts for North. Back to Roberts. Working opposite Christian Alexander, who has drawn much of the defensive assignment in critical junctures of this second half. And now overtime. There's Roberts trying to evade Alexander. Gay with a ball fake. And a rebound scooped up by Alexander of Oldham. Burgess.
There's your high-low. I like seeing it.
Over to Green. Flips it to Powell. Splits the double, and Powell banks it in. Powell with 15.
Chris, it's much easier to get the ball to Powell in the middle.
Roberts evading Alexander. Scales tees one up. And he'll steer it in. A teeter-totter in Buckner in OT. 2:50 as the ball flagged down far sideline by Burgess. Scales opposite Green. Now Alexander. Alexander has a pace right, floats behind him. He had a layup, but he flipped it back, and Gale down the hill for a layup. and a block is sliding underneath is Oldham County's Luke Ambergy.
Well, Chris, there's a case where Alexander's inexperience showed. You know, he does a great job on the defensive end, but on the offensive end tonight, he's passed up shot after shot.
Gay for two.
And there he got in the air.
Gay with 5. Roush in for Ambergy. And Powell scoops up the Colonel rebound. 45-43 North Oldham. And a turnover through Roush. Neal stepping up for a big three. Couldn't guide it in. Higdon going to work underneath. Tried to muscle it in with the left, and he'll strut the stripe after a Colonel foul. Neal not bashful in any circumstance, and Higdon doing what he does best, attacking the glass.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, Neal won't hesitate. If he's open, he's going to shoot it. He's a very confident shooter.
Higdon for 2. His first point since halftime. Had 10 points in the first half. And now North Oldham enjoying their longest lead at 3. And Powell sneaking in for the Oldham rebound.
Nobody can make 2 free throws in a row, that's for sure.
Colonels need a bucket here as Powell winds around the clock. There is Green. Green inside the lane. Skip pass to Alexander. Opposite Roberts. Alexander drives, and Roberts rips it away, and there's a foul. And Koiser Husen warned by the official. A nice piece of officiating.
Well, Alexander warned by the official as well. He came this close to getting the tee.
Some restraint by the near side official. Clearly a big sequence, but
yeah,
nice job of officiating.
Well, let the kids decide, but I think this one, the ice is starting to melt.
Roberts knocks it in. But you had the matchup. If you're North, you wanted Alexander with the ball opposite Roberts. And Roberts again from the line. He's missed 3 free throws tonight, which is very uncharacteristic.
Well, and 2 of them the front end of a bonus.
1:40 left. Oldham down 4 is Green. Slithers in the lane, up and off. Roush tapped it in. Boy, that's a big one. Roush with a putback, his first basket. We're under 90 seconds in the first OT. Roberts opposite Alexander. And Roberts just too quick, slides in the lane, and Burgess picks it up for Oldham. There's Green in the corner, Alexander baseline, Roush back to Alexander. Too many passes, and Scales downhill for North, and Alexander races back for the foul. Alexander will foul out, but you had Roush and Alexander pitching it back and forth at this end. And Scales down for 2 free throws. Gilmore will check in. He gave Oldham a lift with 6 points in the first quarter. And now Gilmore will be replaced by Schleister. So Schleister in for the DQ'd Alexander. Scales with a big 3 in overtime. He's got 9 points. Now he's in double figures.
Well, once again, there's your experienced guard play, Chris, starting to rise. They're going to be the ones to handle the ball.
North Oldham by 4. 2-possession game with 58 left. That was a high dribble by Green. And here he comes. Green inside the lane. Burgess rolls. Burgess puts it down. Both teams with 1 timeout, so the clock will continue to run under 45. Roberts working opposite Schleister. Here's the double on Green. Trying to force the ball out of his hands. There's Higdon down low.
Well, you want to double it out of Roberts' hands.
30 seconds left, and Schleicher with a reach. Roberts for 2 free throws.
You don't want to foul him. You want to double it out of his hands. You know, he's missed too many free throws for being such a good player. I could see him making these two, but I wouldn't have thought he'd missed the ones he missed earlier as well.
Yeah, 90% foul shooter coming in. Roberts misfiring on 3 free throws tonight.
Well, you play the odds, Chris.
Yes. This would make it a 2-trip game, of course. Not much of a doubt that time.
Yep.
Here's Green the other way for Oldham. Green finding Schleicher.
Don't need a 3 yet.
Green
Take
driving
it to the hole.
in. Got the basket and an Oldham timeout with 17.5 left. Colonels will strategize. North Oldham basketball when we come back to Buckner after this on Glycod.com.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
North Oldham possession. Out of the timeout. Oldham without a timeout. They've got 10-plus team fouls, so North Oldham will shoot 2. Should they inbound and draw a foul here. Trying to stave off the Colonels. Roberts to inbound. Finding Neal. Neal with the opposite hand. The right hand brings it across, and Green fouls him. So here's Neal, a new face at the line. He's 1 for 2. Not nearly accustomed to these big moments. We'll see how he does.
I think he's smooth as silk.
He's got 5. Gilmore in for Schleicher for Oldham. Mustangs as a group shoot free throws at 70%. Neal again. Well said, Gary. Here's Green the other way for the Colonels. And Green nearly throws it away, loose in backcourt, and that's going to eat up a lot of time. It's a held ball with 7.3. It is Oldham's possession.
Well, it sounds like a recording, but you don't want to jump in the air to throw the ball, and particularly if there's no one in the vicinity.
Some perspiration being absorbed, but North Oldham in great position here.
Take it to the hole.
Green at 7, a deep, deep 3. Roberts rebound. North Oldham breaks an 11-game losing string to Oldham County tonight in overtime. North Oldham 53, Oldham County 49. A great win for the Mustang program. They win in OT. And we're back to Buckner on Glycod.com.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Watts Home Center. Whether it's building, restoring, or improving your home, visit the experts at Watts. 2350 Commerce Parkway in LaGrange. Watts Home Center. Design that feels like home.
North Oldham with some big plays down the stretch. In overtime, they defeat Oldham County 53-49. Mustangs 12-7. Oldham County falls to 13-6, but too many dry possessions in the half court for OC.
Yeah, OC picked a bad time to kind of go blank and took some questionable shots out of their offense and just showed a little bit of inexperience. And that's all it takes against a good team.
Well, certainly everybody expected Dallas Roberts to play well in the second half, had 3 points at halftime, and sure enough, hit some big shots, finishing with 17.
Well, you know, the cream always comes to the top late. And, you know, Scales makes 2 big free throws. You have a sophomore, Neal, who comes in and makes free throws. You know, there's a reason you want to make them late.
Colonels fouled on a 3-point trip late in regulation. They made 1 of the 3. So a big sequence there. Sam Powell off to a hot start, finishes with 15. And I think North Oldham's defense really befuddled him a little bit in the second half.
Well, I think so. And, you know, Oldham sort of changed strategies a little bit. Took him out of the middle and put him on the outside. And to tell you the truth, Chris, it's a lot easier to guard a guy with 1 man on the wing than it is inside.
Final score in overtime, 53-49. North Oldham with a win. These individual scoring numbers unofficial, but Dallas Roberts, we had him for 17. Jack Scales and Ian Higdon with 11 each. And I don't know how many rebounds Higdon had, but well into double figures.
Well, if you think about it, Higdon kind of ruled things in the first half, but when he got that 3rd and 4th foul, he said a lot the second half, and if anything, Oldham probably could have taken advantage of going at him, maybe try to get that fifth foul.
Grant Neal with 6, Luke Anderson 3, Miles Gay 5 points off the bench for Oldham. Hayden Burgess, Sam Powell each with 15 points, so very close to their average. Max Green with 7. Levi Gilmore, 6 points in the first quarter, finishing with that same figure. Cooper Roush with 2 and 1 point for Kenton Schleister. But just some dry possessions and a lot of turnovers at costly times.
Well, one of the things we mentioned before the game is who is going to be that third scorer for Oldham. And tonight you had a guy with 6 and a guy with 5. But, in a game like this, when they double up on your two big ones, you got to have that third scorer.
Mustangs a big win tonight. They improved to 12-7. Most importantly, though, they're 1-0 in the district. If they defeat South Oldham next week, they'll be the top seed in the 29th district tournament next month. Colonels fall tonight by 4. Up next, our most outstanding player, presented in part by Anderson Sales and Service. We'll have it for you next on Glycod.com.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027. Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900 or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Brian Morrison in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's football on Glycod.
Final score tonight in overtime, North Oldham 53, Oldham County 49. Now for your most outstanding player, presented by Anderson Sales and Service. North Oldham, Dallas Robertson, Oldham County, Sam Powell.
Both players, stepped up when they needed. They led their teams. What a great high school game as far as atmosphere. A lot of people say it's kind of old school, packed house. We should see more of this.
We'll hopefully see more of this next Friday night, which coincides with one of our upcoming broadcasts here on Glycod.com. We will be live next Friday night at North Oldham High School, as South Oldham will take on North Oldham. That's a doubleheader on Friday. But We're also here Tuesday, Lexington Christian here against these same Oldham County Colonels, and Colonels trying to get back on track.
Well, we'll find out.
We sure will. That'll do it for us. The girls' game decided by a blowout. Oldham County girls fall to North Oldham 63-22 final in the nightcap, 53-49 North Oldham over Oldham County. Thanks to our wonderful crew tonight on camera, an unnamed lady from the Oldham County Audio Visual Department. Tremendous job for her. We thank her. Our producer, DeKevion Goss, and our executive producer at Glycod.com is Steve Bird. For analyst Gary Forrest, I'm Chris LeBar. We'll see you for more high school basketball very soon on Glycod.com. Good night.
From Glycod, this has been Oldham High School's basketball. Tonight's game was brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, outdoor equipment specialists who make your life easier. By Metro Windows, installers of high-quality windows. By Thompson Heating and Cooling, making people comfortable. By LaGrange Service Center, quality car care since 1964. By Watts Home Center in LaGrange, design that feels like home. By State Farm Agent Leslie Gilley. Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff. Roy's Body and Glass Shop. And by Lawson Financial.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glycod.